Thank you. Well, first I think about one of the women who was my political inspiration. Her name is Madeline Rogero, and when I worked with her at the University of Tennessee in Knoxville, she was absolutely amazing, and her story is what mine is today. She was a Knox County commissioner who was a divorced single mother of 2 children, which is what I am today, and she did her work at the university, she took care of her children, and she served on county commission with the greatest of ease and dignity, and I just admired her so much for that. And today, she is the mayor of Knoxville, Tennessee. And so, yeah. And so just having served with her at the university was an inspiration for me. But my pivotal moment when I decided to run for office the first time, which was for school board in 2010, it was my 2 children, and looking at the school board and saying, you know, more than half of those folks don't even have kids in school, but yet they're making decisions about what my babies and other babies do each and every day, and for me that was unacceptable. And so I decided to run for office. And that, to me, is something that we need to think about in this day and age when we have folks trying to have charter schools and neighborhood schools and debating about busing, and they don't have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and get their babies on the bus. And they don't have to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and get their babies on the bus. And they don't have to get off at 5:30 or 6 o'clock at night and their kids get home from school at 4 o'clock, and for hours, you know, their kids are at home by themselves because dad or mom has to work. There are folks who are serving on our school board who that is not their reality, and so that's why I ran for school board. That was my pivotal reason, my kids and the other kids who live in our community and our neighborhood. But I decided to apply for the position on Metro Council because I was getting calls and seeing people at meetings and wherever else I might see them who would say to me, "You're going to apply for that position, right?" And you know how we do. We tell you what you're going to do, but we end it with right, like we're asking you a question. But really, you just told me what I'm going to do, and you softened it up by saying right. So I didn't really have much of a choice because I was told by people that this is what I was going to do. And so I did it. I applied for the position, and I did what we do as community organizers and worked for that position, and that's why I was appointed to Metro Council. So today when people ask me, how do you make the transition from being an activist to a politician, I look at them and I try not to roll my eyes because I've said to my daughter, we don't do that, and my daughter's here today, but inside I'm rolling my eyes and I say to them, what transition? I'm still an activist. You know, there are still people who are homeless, you know. There are still people who are hungry. There are still people who need us to fight for them and to stand up for them, and no one needs it more than the people who I represent in District 1. So I'm thankful for those pivotal moments and for those women who told me what I was going to do, and I ended up doing it.